most successful video is by far the C major blues scale, C minor blues scale creative use, how to use it. It's time to do this for the E blues scale. First I will show it to you, many know it, but I will do it anyway. Let's put the first finger on the E. Let's put the second finger on the G, third finger on the A, fourth finger on the B flat. Then we have the under setting. Thumb goes to B, second goes to D. Now if you want to return, you use the third finger, and then you can return just like this. The finger setting stays the same. Oversetting of fourth finger, third finger, second finger on G, and first finger on E again. If you want to go on, first finger on B, then you have to use the first finger here on E to do just the same to go on. When it comes to finger setting, there's a tip, which is just remember, or you will get along most of the time by just remembering the first finger, not all of them. So it's just a couple of cornerstones. First finger is always on E, and first finger is always on B. This way, all the other problems get solved by itself. First finger on E, you go on, there's no option. First finger on B. First finger here, then we set over with the second. Then we need the first finger on B again. So the first finger settings are a good thing to hold on to. Now let's have a look at the specialities of the E blues scale. What is special? What sticks out? What is it good for? First, one thing is very nice. We have the weak finger, the fourth finger, and this always gets the B flat. And the B flat is sticking out, is sort of reaching out for our fourth finger. That makes it nice to put the fourth weak finger here and do things like, because it's sticking out its neck towards our fourth finger. Beautiful. And makes it easier to do things like. This is why the E blues scale, I find you can play pretty fast, like down the hill, just these ones, down the hill, these ones, down the hill, 2-1, down the hill, 2-1, and a lot of the times we play the blues scale downwards anyway. Also, this is inviting for things like between the 5th and the 7th. We can do a lot of this action. In C, for example, it's a bit awkward because of this tunnel here. In G, that's just fine. Same as, or okay. And later on, of course, if you play licks, this is nice to play. If you play something like this, is magic here. Again, the B flat is really nice to play here. Good. Next thing, I told you already in some of my videos, the blues scale is not a democracy. Meaning, not all members have the equal vote. Let's see what of those, which politicians in the E minor blues scale are more important, or which members. And then of course it's again the blue notes, which is the minor third, the flat 5, and the D, the minor 7 of course. These are the characteristic notes for the blues scale. Without these notes you would not know that we play blues. Like no sign of blues anywhere. But here, that means you should not only play those, because that also doesn't sound like blues. If we just play the blue notes, it ain't no blues. So it's always the mix. It's always the mix of the lesser important notes and the blue notes. But it will indicate that we should point out the blue notes. And here we go. Emphasis. Blues lives a lot of the emphasis you put. Articulation, expression. And here we go, starting with the emphasis on the blue notes, these privileged little notes in our E minor blues scale. I play a little bit so that you get the idea. Here, next one. Next one. You see, I emphasize them, but how did I do emphasize? Of course, first of all, by dynamics. I come here. Here, hit it. And here we are at a first little problem. Many of you don't dare to hit a note, really. Many of you play like, oh, I play the blues. Why is that? First, psychology. It might be, or very often in my experience with students here, is you don't want to be heard. You don't want to be heard. Many of my students, especially the older ones, they practice all the time with headphones. They just don't want to be heard, not even by the wife or by the dog or by the cat. And especially not by the neighbor. So there's always a little ducking. Oh no, don't stick out as a bad person. This is very widespread. And this is inhibiting you. While you should really, you have a right to be heard. And you play music because you decided to be heard. Why should you play music anyway? And you have a right to do music at home. In Germany, there is even a law for that. You're allowed to do 2 hours of house music. Not house music like in dance, but, doing in your home. And the second thing is that you don't know how, like giving it energy. And many start by pure force, like with the muscle here, with the lower arm muscle and with the shoulder, and the whole shoulder gets cramped. And you get the best sound by throwing. Look at this. I throw my wrist here and that needs practice. So you need to get rid of just practicing the blues scale shyly, but annoy the whole block with your blues playing. You have to do it. It's accent, it's expression, it's emotion. It's really like finding your voice. The second way of emphasis is, have you noticed, is repetition again. Very often also underrated by you. Because why repeating something if I can play something more? Repetition is the essence. First it's repeated this note 3 times, and then the whole thing is repeated. Like da-da-da-da, this motive. Repeating is giving strength. So, pointing out by dynamics and repetition. Important rules. Now you can also emphasize with other little tricks, like just by octaves. Okay, I'll go here. Repeating. Now. Of course, octave is also emphasizing this note. Of course, that's obvious. Now you can also, the piano notes are fading quite fast. You listen to how many seconds this note needs. 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, it's something like 6 notes since it's almost silent. 6 seconds. Saxophone, a singer, any harp player, any violinist, they can hold it and still change its timbre. We are done with hitting this note, and we cannot do anything more to change this note. A singer can make it rough even in the middle, like saxophone can do that. All of them can do it. Guitarists can they can bend it. We are crippled. Done. The note is done. So there is a little trick. Pianists have to work with tricks to simulate the others, the voice and the guitarist, and it's like a trill, for example. We play this and we still want to swell it. We use the octave. That is one possibility, or as you heard in many blues solos, this bit. Which is harder. It is harder than the octave trill because the muscles are cramping easier. Some use tricks like using 3 different fingers. It is a bit easier to face muscle contraction. By trilling, I will also emphasize it. By holding it longer, I will give it emphasis, like I can swell, I can change a little bit. So this way we simulate a little bit of intonation while we play. Emphasize. Dynamics, repetition, octaves, trilling. And again, I'd like to give you an image to make clear what I mean. If you have a dictionary of the English language, it's not a poem, right? It's not even a good story, although all words are in there. Yeah, you can't give a dictionary to your beloved one and say, here's a poem, there's a poem in it. It doesn't work. And the blues scale is a dictionary. There's no blues in it. It's just a dictionary. You cannot play the blues scale. It has a little bit the sound of the blues language, like a dictionary. But we have to give it a shape. We have to give it a certain structure to become a story, a blues, a poem. We started with emphasizing, and we will go on with a little structure. That is also something you give to a scale. Not just emphasizing notes, but something like maybe this. You see, it's a run up in a certain structure. From above, it looks more like a structure than actually a lick or something like it. And it's very nice to have a combination of many tricks. To be a good poem, use many words, or use special words and use them differently. So we start on the E, and second finger on the G, third on the A. Now this structure, 1, 2, 3 with the fingers stays the same. In a structure is one element that gets repeated. And this 1, 2, 3 always from one note to the next blues scale note to the next blues scale note. It's just repeated and it sounds great. Like now, we use the thumb on the next blues scale note from here, and then 1, 2, 3. The next blues scale notes are these ones. Then the thumb goes again, one up on the blues scale, and the other fingers follow. Now it's a bit tight here, but it doesn't matter. Next blues scale notes. Thumb moves one up, next 2 blues scale notes with 2 and 3. Same. You can go up as long as you like. Same goes down, just restarting with the third finger. It sounds like third finger here, up, down the blues scale notes. Third finger moves, one note on the blues scale, down the blues scale. Third finger, 2, 1, down the blues scale. Always the next note of the blues scale. Third goes one down, third goes one down, third goes one down, goes one down. And down. We can go from here also. And accentuate. It's a nice one. It's a nice one to play occasionally. You can also play. You can go down this one. It's just almost like let's have a look. Some licks also of course have a scale structure. Not all licks use 2 notes at the same time. Like the drone lick always uses 2 notes at the same time. But one very popular little scale lick is this one. And this is also really nice to play in E minor. Much nicer than many other keys. Like if we do it in C. We have the problem with the tunnel that many don't like, this one. In E, it's nice because again of the B flat. This is our friend here, okay? And then the 4th finger has a short way to go here, and then again we could now use the accent. See? Combining it. Great. Accent. Repetition. Accent. Again. You can use the scale on all the chords here. And also the scale licks. They fit over all chords. Tonic, subdominant, dominant. Accentuating. Accentuating. And you already have a quite nice little solo on your own. Just by daring to hit it. Hit this one. Hit this one. Hit. And now you already see how much we have made of this dictionary. This boring dictionary that means nothing. Just by accentuating, giving it a little bit of structure, just by a couple of elements, you already give it meaning. Make it a little poem if you want so, or a little story. At any rate, it has more blues in it. So before we end this part of E blues scale creative play, there's more coming, but I don't want to overkill you. I will play a little bit. Please pay attention that basic rules are just basic rules, but music is never about rules. It's not like sharp cut. Of course, we accentuate the E, and if we like, we accentuate other notes, like this one is also very nice to accentuate. It's not a blue note, but still you can. I love this to accentuate the fourth. Yeah. So it's all about the mix. It's all about the mix and trying out in different contexts. So let your ear and your musicality decide, and don't take it for like as a, oh, I only accentuate the blue notes. I will show you a little bit. Here, accentuating the 5. Okay, showing you even more. Playing with the 4th. But it's just teasing me to use this one, no? And down the hill. Down the hill. Trill. Swelling. Octave. Octave, why not? Repeating now. Let it out, let it out. You know this one. Thanks for watching. See you in part 2 very soon, and we will learn the very, very important motive play in the blues scale of E. Thanks, and all the best from Berlin to wherever you are around the world. I hope you liked my video and that you learned something. And now you can subscribe. Just press this subscribe button or click on another of my videos on this side. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye bye.